Hey everyone, Couch Investor back with another video for today. So a lot of you have been asking me details regarding the Slack and Salesforce merger, whether they should sell, they should buy, when does this merger actually happen, is there a risk of this merger not happening? So in this video we're going to talk about something that is called Merger Arbitrage, which is something very interesting that should cover all of your questions. It's actually something that I've recently learned, so stay tuned for that. But before I dive into this video, I want to thank everyone that has been subscribing and liking these videos lately. The growth has been insane. We're almost at 8,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. So without further ado, let's dive into this. Alright, so for those of you that don't know what actually happened, Salesforce will be acquiring Slack. We're just going to go quickly over the details again. So Salesforce, the global leader in CRM, and Slack technologies, the most innovative enterprise communication platform, have entered into a definitive agreement under which Salesforce will acquire Slack. Under the terms of the agreement, Slack shareholders will receive $26.79 in cash and 0.0776 shares of Salesforce common stock for each Slack share, representing an enterprise value of approximately $27.7 billion based on the closing price of Salesforce common stock on November 30th, 2020. Now that deal altogether will be worth around $45, give or take a couple of cents. So what's the biggest concern and biggest questions that you've been asking me is when will this merger happen? Is there a risk of this merger not happening? So right now, obviously, there's always a risk of a merger not happening until there is a shareholders meeting that actually votes for the merger. The merger will not be happening. In very rare cases, a merger happens without the approval of the shareholders, but we're going to talk about that in a bit. But before I continue, don't forget to like these videos because every like you contribute to charity. For every 1,000 likes a video gets, I will be donating to Team Trees, as you can see here. For every $1 a tree gets planted. So the more likes these videos get, the more trees we will be planting as a community. Now going back to the merger arbitrage and the uncertainty around a merger deal, let's go and look at some of those. So first up we have, like we've just said, we need to have an approval from the shareholders. So we need a shareholders meeting. For example, the Tattooed Chef merger deal again needed that approval. It got delayed a couple of times, but at the end of the day, that deal got made because obviously all the shareholders voted for that deal to happen. So same thing should be happening here. If you have shares of those companies, you will need to vote. Not everybody will have the possibility to vote, depends on your brokerage, etc. But for a merger deal, usually what happens, you need approval from your shareholders. Like I said, in very rare cases, a merger deal happens without the approval of the shareholders. And number two, another very rare case is that another company can come and make a better bid for the company that gets acquired. So let's say Microsoft comes in and offers a better deal to buy Slack. Could happen. Again, nothing is final until the shareholders have voted for the merger and until everything is signed. The deal should be closed, I think July 2021, but until then, a lot of things can happen, and that's why you will see the price of Slack or Salesforce go up and down between now and then. Then we have number three, which is just speculations. Let's say me as a Slack shareholder, I bought it very cheap, and now I see that the max value of this deal will only be $45, and I will only get those $45 when the deal closes, which is 6 months from now. For me, maybe it's not worth it to stay with my Slack shares. By the way, I already sold all my shares a couple of weeks ago, but just for the example for this video, let's say that's what I was thinking in my head. I was thinking, okay, the stock price right now is at $43. It can only go as high as 45 and some cents. So for me, it makes sense to sell and buy into something else. And then, yes, if a lot of people do that, then this price of Slack will obviously fall. And then again, if you want, you can buy it when it falls. You can also buy Salesforce. It's actually what I did. I sold my Slack shares to buy shares of Salesforce because those Slack shares were worth $43, which is almost at the price of the acquisition. And the shares of Salesforce have actually gone down since the news came out. So I thought maybe that's a good way to deal with this merger. Sell something high, buy something lower. Number four, which I think is very important, is requirements for hedge funds. Let's say some hedge funds have prerequisites. They need X amount of cash. They need X amount of stocks in their portfolio. So let's say they need some stock in their portfolio, but they don't want to risk too much because, well, maybe market uncertainty, etc. So they see a merger like this, they see a company like Slack where the value of the stock is a bit higher than the price right now, but it can only reach $45. For them, it's a pretty good deal because they know even if the market goes down, they will still get that amount of cash and shares in 6 months or so. So for them, it's basically risk-free, let's say, because anyways, they needed to fill their portfolio with some stocks. So they prefer to take this type of stock because, well, they know that they'll get this amount in 6 months. Even if the market takes a downturn, they will get those $45. Now, looking at all those reasons, maybe now it makes sense why ARK Invest actually liquidated, I think, 99% of their position in Slack, which if you want, you can actually follow what ARK Invest is selling and buying each and every day by signing up to something that is free. It's just a subscription letter that you get per email called ARK Watchers. Link will be down in the description. Completely free, no spam. You just get every morning a report with just the big positions that ARK Invest have bought or sold the day before. All right, so to conclude, for those of you that have asked all those questions, whether they should sell, they should buy, they should hold on to their shares, hopefully this answers most of it. Again, I want to remind everyone, I have sold my Slack shares to buy Salesforce and a couple of other things because Slack has gone up, Salesforce has gone down. For me, it made sense to sell high and buy low. And that will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, we're on our way to 8,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.